Hey guys, welcome to Millennial Homesteading. Sorry I haven't done a video in a while. Been kind of caught up with the end of the year stuff. Today we're going to talk about garden tractors. And we're going to talk about old garden tractors specifically. This is a 69 Sears Ss12 or Super Suburban 12. Back in the day, Sears had a line called the Suburban line, which was their garden tractors. They were all pretty much the same when it came to rear ends and body styles. The difference was the Keller and the engine size, and there were some special features that we're not going to get into, like on the customs and on the super specials and stuff like that. But they all had a horizontal shaft engine, a generator, so that's the engine, that's the generator. They all had a shifter. This one's a 8-speed, 6 forward and 2 reverse, 3 high, 3 low, and 1 high reverse, 1 low reverse. They all had pretty much the same setup as you see here: amp meter, throttle. I have a switch coming today for the lighter, which when your tractor comes with a cigarette lighter, how badass is that? Your high-low selector, high, neutral, low. Your deck engagement, that would engage the blades on the deck. And then this pulley here is your drive belt that goes back to your transaxle. They were all pretty much the same. Not a whole lot of difference between them. Like I said, engine size and Keller was the main thing. There was a lot of different front ends as the years went on. And there was a lot of attachments for these things too. Snow plow, snow blowers. You could actually till up the ground with this thing. There was a tiller attachment. There's also a turn plow and a sickle attachment. This is the smaller version of a field tractor. It's not as big, doesn't have as much horsepower, but it's a smaller version of a field tractor. And if you don't know what a field tractor is, that's what back in the day they used to use for plowing farms. And people use these to plow gardens, to turn the dirt over, to do all that stuff. These are good pulling tractors. You can actually have what's known as ground engaging attachments on these, which are, like I said, turn plows, tillers at the back. They have, this one doesn't have it yet, a 3-point hitch that comes out here with a little lever. That's a manual 3-point hitch. Some of them are hydraulic. I know the Hydrostat ones were hydraulic, or you could at least have the option for one. And you could put a plow on here and actually dig up the dirt and do rows on a farm. You know, I mean, yeah, it's going to take you all day to do a big farm, but if you've got a piece of property, this thing was the way to go. These are very sought after pieces of equipment. I was lucky enough to find one, so I'm going to fix this up for my daughter. But the Suburban line is just like the Cub Cadet line. The Cub Cadet line. This tractor is made by Roper. Later versions or different versions will be made by different manufacturers. This one happens to be a Roper. They made them for Sears. They branded them for Sears, but it's a Roper tractor, just named Sears. It's a good tractor. If you can find one of these and it has all the gears working in the transaxle, the engine runs pretty good, and you can actually drive it, you're looking at, a couple $100 tractor. The brand new refurbished ones can go upwards of $2,000-$3,000. Brand new, this one costs $800 and some odd dollars back in the day. But it's just like having an old car. There's actually a really big following for these kinds of tractors. They have, like I said, some more attachments they have for the front. Besides a snow plow and a snow blade, they have a generator that actually comes out the front. It's a little generator that runs off of what's known as a mule drive, which is that pulley there. Well, your attachment will have different pulleys, but you'll put a belt on there, and that's your mule drive. It'll actually drive whatever accessory you have out here in the front. They have I forget what kind of mower it is. Give me a second here if I think about it. It's a centrifugal mower. I can't think of it. But basically, instead of having the mower deck under here, it's a big row of blades that come across here, and they spin real quick and they cut like that. You can also have a sickle attachment that folds down here on the side, and you can actually, the sickle goes back and forth. If you're doing like cropping or stuff like that, cutting down your crops or corn or whatever have you, or wheat or whatever, you can have sickle attachments on here. Few things that make a garden tractor versus a lawn tractor or yard tractor is, the biggest thing is the transmission. and the engine. The transmission on these are tougher and more stout. They're made to actually pull. So they've actually got hardened gears in them and oil that has different gears. So the lower the gear, the more it can pull. This one is a posi lock, so it's constantly locked, or it's kind of like a limited slip, really, if you think about it, versus something like that over there, my buddy's tractor, which is a LT. That isn't really made for digging up the dirt. This one, you can plow with this thing all day. That one will probably do it for a day or two, and then the transmission is going to get burnt out on it or wore out. So people sought after these for a couple things. One, for the transmissions, and two, because they're faster. This one's stock is actually faster than that one's stock. So what you could actually do is you could actually pulley swap them, which would be putting the bigger pulley on the rear and a bigger pulley up here, and you could actually make this thing go really fast. And it would do it for a while. A lot of people race these things. A lot of people want them for that. You can also pull with these like a tractor pull. Same kind, just lower weight class. So garden tractors are really cool. If you guys have any questions about them, or you guys need any more information, you can always message me. But if you haven't ever looked into them, look into some garden tractors. They are definitely a cool thing to have around, if for not just playing, then for work. Take it easy, guys. Happy New Year's.